Hello everyone, and welcome back to another LEGO Bionicle video. For today guys, we are going to be doing a review on the Brawler Makuta. With that said guys, let's get straight into it. So looking at the actual legs first guys, as you can see here, the actual structure is very similar to the Shadow Titan Makuta or the JTO Makuta. The only difference is the actual armor pieces attached on. So as we all know, with the Shadow Titan, it has a lot more pieces. It also has a battle skirt, and the interesting thing about the Brawler Makuta, it has this Tic-Tic panel here, which is kind of interesting. Maybe part of the armor, I don't know, maybe it must be an armor shell or possibly something like that on the actual leg. That's pretty cool how you can actually move it up and down though, which is very nice as well. But in all honesty, pretty standard build in terms of the actual leg. Not as complex, of course, as the Shadow Titan. But still, it's all good overall. Now, if I turn them around here, as mentioned, pretty standard build. You can see they're just the trans orange armor shell pieces. Then you can see the tail piece at the back there. Quite typical, found in Lost or any other set, to be honest. And yeah, pretty standard stuff, to be honest. That's all I can really say. Of course, you can see there are the golden armor shells there. And of course, you also have the trans orange 8-rib armor shells as well, or whatever you want to call them. Now, as mentioned guys, I don't have them, or I should say I don't have the Borok pieces in black, but I'm not really fussed about it. I use the Umarak, the Hunter, maroon Borok pieces instead. But yeah, that's really up to you, of course. If you have the pieces, then by all means, if you can, then try obviously build the set to obviously the official photos if you really want to. But anyway, moving on forward, just enhance that for so you can see that I'm trying to articulate it. There is no knee articulation really. You can't really move it forward because of this actual piece here. Now if I try to pull it back, you can't really get much either because of the actual trans orange armor shell there. So that's kind of disappointing, but yeah, it's just really bad. You can't really do much there. So you can only get a bit of articulation. That's, you know, that's practically it. However, if I try and move the actual leg, or I should say the foot, you can get a bit, but because they're both fixated on both feet, it's actually quite hard. But of course you can move it back, and of course you can move it forward. So side to side is a bit hard, but you know, you can just get it there. If you can just see it there guys, there is just about, I don't know, maybe a slight movement, but that's pretty much the articulation in the actual legs. Now of course, typically standard stuff, you can get some good oh, whoopsies. Take two. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, you can get pretty it keeps falling off. I don't know why. Anyway, you can get some articulation in the actual leg, quite a lot. There isn't any battle skirt or anything like that that's actually hindering it or preventing it from moving. So there's a reasonable amount of articulation in the actual whole leg, so that's not too bad at all. And of course, you can see here with this tail piece or whatever it's meant to be called, you can move it a bit, or you can move this piece here, but you can also move it up and down. But that's pretty much it, side to side as well. But then again, you'd rather want it to be leveled or in line with the actual abdominal region, because if you didn't, it would just look weird and crooked. Now if I turn them around guys, as you can see here, pretty standard. You have the Akira head here. Now this piece doesn't really move. It's kind of just like a filler there, but still looks nice, I have to say. I really like the idea of putting this there. Now as we all know, with the Shadow Titan Makuta, I believe the TTV forum channel did fix up the error that this was not meant to be the Akira head. It was meant to be, I think, Tahu's foot or something like that. When I last watched the video, but I don't know if that's correct or not, or if it is. If it is, then that's good. But anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. Random. But here is the Akira head, as mentioned, blah blah. Then of course, as you can see here, that is just another armor shell there, kind of like a filler, of course, for the back. Standard stuff, as you can see as well. And then guys, moving on up towards the abdominal region, pretty standard. You can see the gunmetal armor piece there, and of course the typical armor shells, which I think Anua has, I think. Yeah, I think he does have these, but quite typical. Very nice, of course, following off with the gold there, the gold color scheme with the black and orange. I really like it. Sticking with 3 colors only. Very nice, of course, and I really like the idea of the big, broad chest piece there. I would have liked if maybe the Shadow Titan would have had implemented something like this, but then again, the idea that the LEGO designers created for the Shadow Titan is just on point. It looks beautiful, it's great, and I don't have anything bad to say, but I really like this idea. Of course, overall guys, my favorite of the 3 models is the Overlord by I don't know, by 1,000 I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but by just a lot. I'll just say that, by a lot, because the overall build just looks great. The color scheme, the weapons, the features, it just looks awesome. But don't get me wrong, guys, the Brawler Makuta also looks great as well. Now, in terms of the actual chest piece, you can elevate it up a bit if you want to kind of make it look broad, or you can just place it downwards like so. And then, of course, typical articulation in the actual head. You can move it left and right, easy up and down, really up to you, of course. And then, of course, guys, looking at the actual right arm, as you can see there, pretty standard stuff as well. You can see that it is quite, you know, it's not really heavily armored with his actual left arm. Sorry, guys, it is his left arm. You can see it there. Just the standard typical orange trans, or I should say the trans orange piece there, and of course the armor shell there, just to kind of fill in that gap there. As you can see, you don't want obviously you know, just a plain old looking skeletal piece sticking out there, so that's the reason why that's there, just to cover it up, but still looks good overall. Now, a nice thing as well, what you can do is you can also move the armor shell here. So you can move it around however you want, but of course it looks nicer when you face it downwards to kind of give it that nice little bulky effect, which I really like. Now, of course, in the back as well, you have these red, I think these are size 6 red armor shells, and I really like the touch of the thorns there, and overall it looks really good as well. You can't really move this, or you can kind of, but not really much at all. And then, of course, typically you have the blades at the back, exactly the same to the Shadow Titan Makuta. Of course, a nice feature to have as well, a nice added feature as mentioned by the LEGO designers. Sorry, guys, going back to the actual leg, you can get articulation, but the thing is though, the actual piece will just fall off. So you can obviously extend the actual leg out, but it just depends obviously on how this piece actually is held in place. So you just got to be very careful. You gotta, yeah, just watch how you actually articulate it, so then this piece doesn't keep falling off. It can be annoying, but it's alright, to be honest, and this piece is just not going in. And now, guys, looking at his right arm, as you can see here, of course, it is the one of the actual best features about this whole set is the fact that he has these 2 awesome blades. Obviously a different concept to the Shadow Titan Makuta, but a very nice design, of course, as you can see there, held in by the Anua foot. Very nice, I have to say, I really like it. And of course the orange blades which come out. Now, unfortunately, these blades do not have a mechanism, it's just fixated inwards. However, what's really great is that you can actually move the actual blades attachment slightly, only slightly, so left and right, backwards and forwards, a bit of movement, but there is very minimal movement, but still overall really great. I like the design. Pretty standard though, I have to say, of course, as for the fact that it doesn't have any functions, but hey, no problem at all. And now finally, just to show you the gear function. So here is the actual gear function, guys, as you can see from the back. Now, it's a pretty standard gear function, and you know, it works, it does work, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's a bit stiff. And look at that, pieces just falling off everywhere. Oh, and he just fell. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me see if I can show you the gear function again properly this time. So here is the actual gear function, and it does work very nicely, a lot smoother than of course the Shadow Titan, because there are less pieces everywhere. So that's the actual gear function, guys, just moving the piece up and down, or both arms just move up and down. But hey, that's a nice function. I can't really complain. That is great. And oh, I forgot to mention these as well, kind of like lats, or like a back piece in the back, which is very cool, of course, just to give them a bit more bulkiness, which I really admire and definitely do like about this actual set as well. But there's the gear function, guys, as mentioned. And yeah, that's practically all I can say about this actual set. And this actual shoulder piece has just gone way back. I don't know why, it's just moved all the way back for some reason. Let's move that forward. There we go, just like that. And that, I think, is the practically the review on the Brawler Makuta. Now I'm just going to do a comparison in terms of its size. And here is a comparison, guys, as you can see there. Now, I did unfortunately forget to show you a scale size. One of my viewers did mention in one of my comments in my Gundam actual review, which is really appreciated. Thank you so much for the feedback. I know I didn't do that, and I do apologize for that. So there you can see, guys, my Gundam set, my very first one, I should say, is exactly the same height to the Mask Maker Makuta, but obviously is dwarfed by the Brawler Makuta. But then again, the Brawler Makuta is obviously meant to be that size. Now, if I bring in the Shadow Titan, and I'll show you how much larger the Shadow Titan is. 1 second, guys. And there you go, guys. There you can tell the Shadow Titan Makuta is just a bit larger, I would say, but still, guys, overall, the Shadow Titan Makuta is still the largest set. It's quite big, very bulky, very heavily armored, a lot more pieces, and just a lot more detail in comparison to the Brawler Makuta. And of course, these little sets down here. But then again, the Gundam set, or the Justice Gundam, as we, well, that's how it's actually mentioned, is very much more detailed, but very, very small, of course. So just to make things a bit more interesting, guys, I added in, of course, Banana Guy here, who was part of the LEGO minifig series. I think it's series 16, but there it is. And you can see that he is super duper small, of course, in comparison to the other models. You can see the Justice Gundam there, reasonably small, but then obviously in terms of the Overlord, not the Overlord, sorry, the Shadow Titan, he is very, very small indeed. But I think that is pretty much it, guys. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching my Brawler Makuta review, and I really hope you all have enjoyed this. Now, I just wanted to touch on the Throne Makuta. Now, I don't know if it's actually even possible to build the set. I know people are wanting it to be built, and they actually want to see the set so they can build them themselves, but to be honest, guys, I don't think it's even possible. It's near impossible, to be honest. We only have one picture of it. We don't have much about it. If you guys do have any sources about the actual set, or if you have any information of how to build it, then please do share it, guys, with me through my email if you want to, hamoomoo5@gmail.com, or even let me know in the comments below what you guys think, how it's even possible. But to be honest, guys, I don't think it's really possible. There's only one picture, unless the LEGO designers are willing to actually give us any pictures or any more pictures about the actual set. There's nothing I can really do. I can take a look at that picture, but you know, honestly, I just don't think it's possible, to be honest. I'm really sorry, guys. But anyway, that's that. Like I said, guys, I hope you have really enjoyed this video. I also wanted to touch on my Justice Gundam review. I know it's my very first review. Please stay tuned for many more. Please go check it out, guys. I know it's obviously a lot different to the Bionicle series. Don't get me wrong, guys, I'm going to continue on with Bionicle, but I thought I'd start something new. Please go check it out, guys. Let me know how it goes. They are very similar to the Bionicle series. You know, similar functionalities, weapons, things like that. They are similar. They are bionic. They are practically robots similar to the Bionicles. But anyway, that's that, guys. I just want to thank you all so much again for watching, for supporting the channel, and you know, just being great people, I guess. Thank you so much. And of course, stay tuned, guys. I have many more other videos, reviews, builds, remodifications to do, so please stay tuned for that. I have so many G1 sets to build for you all, so you know, just stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Please share my channel around, share my videos around. That'll be really greatly appreciated as well. Anyway, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I will be talking to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.